Hello everybody, welcome. I'm Dawn. This is Wreath Decor by Dawn. Someone asked me after my live on Wednesday if I could do a video showing how I make my bows. I don't usually make my bows on my lives, so they wanted me to go through and show how I actually make them. So I told her I would do a recorded or I would do a video showing how I make my bows, and I thought while I'm at it I would make a small floral arrangement. So let's go ahead and get started on that first. So I'm going to show you a couple of different bows. And this first one is going to be for the floral arrangement. So this is just a small mini container. I'm making this for my granddaughter. Her birthday is on Monday, and I'm going to go see her this weekend. I thought I would take this along with me, give her a little something for her birthday. She loves purple. Her favorite color is purple right now. So I thought I would do this for her. So this little container, I'm not sure where I got it from. You can find them probably at the dollar store, Walmart, anywhere. I put some of those glass beads in the bottom of it for weight. Not too many. You can hear it rattles a little bit, but not too much. But that's a little bit of weight so it won't tip over. And then I took a styrofoam ball. This is this, I want to say it is a 3-inch, yeah, 3-inch styrofoam ball. Put some glue on the bottom of it, pushed it down in there. And that's what we're going to use to glue our flowers into, put our flowers into. And then I have this moss that I got. I get it on a roll. This comes from Carolina Pottery. I'm not sure if Hobby Lobby or Michael's or any of them carry it. But this is a moss roll, and it's about 3 feet long, maybe. So it's not very much, but you can use it for smaller things like this. So I'm just going to take it, and I'm going to push it down around the edges. And I don't want to glue it because the glue sometimes will clump up and then it makes it harder to get your flowers through. So what I do is I put that on there, and then I take my floral pins, and then I've got my glue skillet going over here. So I'm going to take this, stick it in the glue, just a little bit of glue on there, and I'm going to go around a couple of spots, and we're going to push those in. So I'm not putting too much glue on here, just enough to hold this in place. Let me get my pliers so I can push those down in there without burning myself. And that's going to hold that moss in place. I use a rubber mat on my cutting mat whenever I'm using glue, or at least I try to remember to do it. So I hope you all are doing well today. I hope you're going to have a fantastic weekend. My daughter and granddaughter share the same birthday, so I'm going to take them some gifts and go see them and spend a day with them. Alright, so we're going to get one more in there, and that should hold them all in there. Won't have to worry about that coming out. Once we start putting the flowers on there, it's going to keep it in anyway. So the first thing I want to do is to make a little bow. So I got this really nice spring flower ribbon with the purple on it. Excuse me. And this first one I'm going to do a little hand bow. So I'm going to measure out probably, let's see, about 5 inches, 6 inches for the tails. And I don't need to twist it. So let's do, I think I'm going to do about 4-inch loops. So I need to make sure to measure this out. Yeah, 8 inches. So that'll give me my 4-inch loops. And I'm going to do 3 loops. So I'm just pushing that into my hand here. I'm going to do another loop on this side, and I'm just holding this in between my thumb and my index finger. Make sure they're about the same. Yep. And then I'm just going to pull this one back under here. Let's go in my thumb again. Let's make sure that we get it the same size. Hand bows are a little harder for me. I still don't have all of the strength back in my hand. All right, so there's our 3 little loops. Now I'm going to twist this ribbon around, and we're going to cut it off. And then I have a pipe cleaner over here, purple of course. I'm going to put that in the center, pull it tight, and we're going to twist. Get it as tight as we can. All right, so let's get this fluffed out really quick. Those little loops going there. I'm going to take another floral pin. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. I'm going to put my floral pin through there. I'm going to dip that in my glue. I don't want to get glue on the ribbon. And then I'm going to stick that in about halfway up the side. And then fluff this out. And we've got our long tails here that we'll cut later and dovetail. There we go. All right, so there's our little bow. It doesn't look like much right now, but we're going to put some florals in there and dress it up. And then her favorite is unicorns right now, so I have this little unicorn that matches the wreath that I made her that I'm going to put in here as well. So we're going to do that. Now I've got some little picks and flowers here. Pink used to be her favorite color, so I thought I'd throw in a little touch of pink for her. And then I've got these flowers. Now we're not using all of these, obviously, but I'm going to pick some of these off of here and we're going to mix them up. And I really like this yellow-green color, so we might put some of that in there as well. So we don't need the stems to be that long, so we're going to go ahead and cut these. And I don't want all the leaves, so I'm going to push down some and we'll just keep one, maybe. Might be a little too big. We'll see. All right, so we're going to do a couple of these tall ones. And I'm bending the flowers towards me so that when I put them in, there, they have that bend. They're not just going straight up. All right, let's take one of these and we'll make this one a little bit smaller. Don't know if I like these right here or not. I can always clip them off if I don't like them. Matter of fact, let's just take them off now. And we'll just use these. So I'm not making these too short. Come on, glue. Glue wants to stick to everything but what I want it to. There we go. Push that in a little bit. Move these over here because we're not using that. Let's go with one of these. Hope you all are doing well today. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend as well. There we go. Let's put another flower in there. Don't need that leaf. Make sure these heads are on nice and tight. Excuse me. Put one on the back side going out. There we go. All right, let's grab, let's see, let's do one more of these flowers. These are actually Gerber daisies. Do one more. Over here. Maybe not that long. I want to do, maybe, no, I don't want to do one more. All right, so I'm going to do a couple more of these little white ones. These are going to be nice little fillers, and I also have some greenery over here if we need to fill in any areas. So let me put this over on this side. I'm going to bend that down just a tad. I don't want everything sticking straight up. I'm going to use another one of these little flowers. Make sure those are on there. Bend it out. There it goes. Didn't want to go in for a minute there. Let's stand that up. There we go. See, cute little arrangement, something for her little night table. I think she'll like that. All right, so now I'm going to take and add in one right here by my bow. Don't need all that. Bend it out because I want it to go with the flow of my bow here. And I'm going to push my petals open right here where I glued that in. And I'm going to go right in there with this bow, with this flower. There we go. That'll work. There we go. All right, so now I think we're done with that bunch. Although I do have one of these white ones left. Let me see if I can use that anywhere. 1, 2. Let's try another one. Let's add this in. Bend it just a little bit. Add some flowers. And I'll turn this around so you can see it. But I'm going to go right in almost the same area that I just put that flower in. And then I'm going to add this one as well. So that's right next to it, right there. All right. All right, so let's take out, I don't know, do I want to add these little white ones? I think I do. Let's get rid of that green on the bottom. Push this one up. I like these little white ones here. So we'll add a couple of these in the center. Just spread those leaves apart and stick that in there. Yeah, I like that. See? And then we'll do one more, and then I might add one little pink one in, or two. Bend that forward. And this bush, this one is called dahlias. It's a mix, dahlia and cream roses. There we go, one there. I'm going to put one of these. Let's see, which one do I want to use? Let's use this one. Maybe. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll do this one. Because there is a little bit of pink in the ribbon. The dark pink, but it'll work. And this is going to go right here in the center. There. I think that'll work. All right, now I'm going to take these. These are, I don't know what they look like, little flower. They reminded me of butterflies. That's why I picked them out. So I might take a couple of these and just stick them in there. So let's cut off these branches. So I'm going to just do 2. Not too many. And then we're going to put the unicorn in and we'll be done. So this just gives it a little whimsy. I'm going to bend those sticks. They actually look like pink starfish, I guess. I don't know what they are. I have no idea where I got them either. All right, so a little bit of glue on that. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't stick your fingers in it. I got it all over my fingers. Come on. There. I think most of the glue went on my thumb. All right, so I don't want to pack it too tightly because then it just looks like they're all bunched in together. So I try not to. Move over there a little bit. There. And then we'll put this one on this side. I'm going to put it right here behind the loops of the bow so it peeks out. There we go. All right, now I'm going to put her little unicorn in here. Let's see, that one's going to stick out right there. So we're not going to cut that. I'm just going to put some glue on it. Come on. There we go. All right, now we're going to stick this in here. Right there. And I am going to bend it back just a tad. There we go. So see, it's got all her favorite things in it. We've got the flowers, we've got purple, we've got a touch of pink, and then of course her unicorn. Whoop, unicorn's backwards. Let's go this way. There we go. So there's our little mini floral arrangement. So this will be cute on her little bedside table. I think she'll like that. Move that flower out just a little. There we go. Making sure all my flowers are pointed out and not like they're stuffed in there together. There we go. So there's our little mini floral arrangement, and then we'll dovetail these. There we go. Give them some curl. And there we go. Nice little arrangement for her. All right, so there's that. We'll move that out of the way. All right, so the next bow I thought I would make is just a simple little 3-ribbon bow. So I'm going to be using one of those bicycle wheels soon. So I thought I would go ahead and make one of these. Now, I don't know why I chose this one because it's just going to make it harder for myself. All right, the bicycles are all going one way. Usually I don't care, but I'm going to show you one of the ways you can do it to make sure. I'm not very good at it, so bear with me here. I'm going to make my tails a little long because I'm not sure how much of it I'm going to need. I'm going to gather it up here. Okay. And then I'm going to put it in my hand. Again, we're going to have to do it by hand in order to keep the bikes going the same way. So I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do 5.5 inches. So we want to do, let's see, we'll do 5. So I need to do 20. There we go. We'll do it that way. So there's one. Measure out another 11 inches. And then I'm going to do this one going this direction. Come on. I make it harder for myself, I know, but... All right, now that I've got those on there, I can try and do this one and make it the same. Push that into my hand. That one's too long. That's better. So there's 2, 3. We're going to do one more. Make it the same length as this one over here. Right there. And we're going to scrunch that into my hand as well. So there's our 4 loops. I keep saying ribbons. 4 loops. Put that down in here. Now I can straighten out my loops a little bit. Make sure they're straight. Now, if you don't want to do it by hand like that, then just make your loops in your bow maker. I use the Easy Bow Maker. If they're upside down, they're upside down. Some people do it and they don't care. I normally don't care either. But for this one, I want to make it with them all going the same direction because this is going to go in one of those bike wheels. All right, so there's my 4 loops. One of them looks a little bigger than the other. This one. So let's make this one a little bit smaller. Let me get this out of the way. Put my loops going the same direction. Cut it off. All right, so there's one. That's 4. That's 2 loops on each side. That's a 4. Get this out of the way. So I really like this pink and turquoise. So we're going to go ahead and play off of that. And I'm going to add this turquoise in there. I love the Swiss dots. We're going to make these long as well. 1.5 is a lot easier to work with because it's so much easier to twist. And then I'm going to do 5-inch loop with that because we did 5.5 with the bicycle one. So I'm going to do a 5. And I'm just putting these in, measuring them, and then twisting. You always want to twist so that your pretty side is up. go. One more. There. Push that down and then grab my tail. All right, now we're going to do one more pink. And the pink I chose for this one is the plaid. Sorry, I can't get the pin to go in there. Don't want to mess up my bow now. Put that in there. All right, let's spread these out. And then we're going to use this pink check on top. So I did 2 loops of each one on each side. So I did 2 loops on each side of the bike, 2 loops of the turquoise, and I'm going to do 2 loops of the plaid, and then I'm going to do a center loop. So twist, make your loop. Now these will be about 4.5 inches. They're about just a little bit shorter than the other ones. Now twist. Twist, and there's the 2 loops on each side for a total of 4. Push that down, cut off my tail. Now I want a center loop in that, so I'm going to take and I'm going to do about 8 inches. Let's do it this way. About 8 inches. Fold it in half, cut it off. I'm going to gather that up at the end, put that down in here, and that's going to give me my center loop. Now I like to use zip ties because I get a tighter grip. So I want a zip tie, and then I want a pink pipe cleaner. And I'm going to put my zip tie, this is a 8-inch zip tie, up underneath here. And then I'm going to tighten it just a bit, not too tight, but enough to hold everything in so that when I pull this up, my bow doesn't fall apart. So pull it up, and I'm going to grab this side over here so it all stays together. There's a little indent here in the center, right here, where the pegs were, where it went in between the pegs. I want to move my zip tie over into that divot, and then I'm going to pull the zip tie around to the back so the locking part is on the back. Oh, my fingernail just broke. Now it's grabbing onto everything. Sorry. Let me get rid of that so it doesn't keep pulling on the ribbon. All right. Now I'm going to tighten that up some more. Not too tight just yet, just enough to hold it all in. So you see why I don't make bows on lives. It's easier for me to do them off of a live because I fiddle around with them too much. All right, so we're going to pull those to the front. Let's get our loops opened up. I'm going to twist that around. Get our center loop opened up. This one's twisted, so because I didn't do that tight, I can twist this and fix it. and get it going in the right direction and make it look nice and neat. All right, now we can get our center loop going. There we go. Now we'll tighten it up, but first let's put the pipe cleaner in. So we're just going to push that down and slide it right up underneath everything. And if you forget to put that wire in, use your needles. You can use those needles like I have and get that wire to go underneath there. They really help for that as well. All right, so there we go with our loops. This one will need a little more work, but you get the idea. Some of these loops are a little bigger than others. They shouldn't be. Try to make them all the same size. And there we go. So it's a nice, big, fluffy bow. Now, my favorite bow to make is the big, fluffy bow. So I got a bunch of ladybug ribbon over here. Let's see, we've got tons and tons of ladybug ribbon. Let's see what we want to use. All right, so I think I'm going to use these 3. And then we're going to use, yep, let's just use all of them. Why not? I am going to start with not that one. I think I'm going to start with this one. This is a 2.5 inch. This one came from the wholesalers. You can probably find it at Craft Outlet. Let's do, I like long tails because you can cut them down if you don't want them that long, but you can also curl them up. So I like long tails on my bows. And making bows is just a matter of preference. Whatever you like is what you do. I like a 5.5 inch loop. I don't know why, but a 6 inch loop or bigger just seems too big to me and doesn't look right on my bows. So I always try to do a 5.5. Now I tried 6 before and it just didn't look right to me. So try a 5.5. Sometimes that works better. That little 1/2 inch sometimes makes a big difference. All right. So I am going to do 2 of these on each side. Am I going to do 2? Yeah. I'm going to do 2 on each side for a total of 4. This is probably one of my favorite bows to make. This and the 3-2-1, where you do 3 loops, 2 loops, 1 loop on each side. All right, so we're going to do 2 loops each side, about the same. I like to scrunch it down while it's in the peg and then twist over here on the opposite side. For me, it just works better. And it seems to keep my loops going, you know, not getting all bunched up in the center. And you having that weird bow where the loops are all wonky, for lack of a better term. All right. So there's our 4 loops. Scrunch that down and then we'll fan these out. All right, let's cut that off. Looks like I need to get some more of this. There we go. All right, so we got the 4 loops there. Now I'm going to use, I think I'll use this lighter one. It's going to have a lot of ladybugs in it. Ouch. Which is funny that I do this today. My granddaughter, her nickname is Ladybug. All right, This one we're going to do the same. Tails. Yep. Gather it up. I'm going to twist this side. Lay it down in here. Make a 5-inch loop with this one. So it's just a little bit smaller than the other loops. Twist. Make another 5-inch loop. And on this one, I'm only doing 2. So we're going to alternate. See how it gets all bunched up right there? That's why I like to scrunch it right here. And that way it stays. There we go. So we did 4, now we're doing 2. All right, we're going to use one more of the 2.5. So I have a total of 3 2.5-inch ribbons. This one has already been cut. I need to fix that. All right, again, we're going to do, let's see. Yep, right there. I'm going to scrunch it up in the center, give it a twist. This is going to be a 4.5-inch, so just a tad bit shorter than the last one. And we're going to do 2 of these on each side. Make sure these are the same. All right, so we've got 2 loops each side for a total of 4 of that one. So I did 4, 1, or 2, I should say. Let's say 2. 2 on each side. So 2, 1, 2. That's a long pin. All right, now we're going to use some black. This is a 1.5-inch. Still going to do the long tails. Twist that. I'm going to do 1 loop on each side with this one. Just a little bit shorter than the last, so it's about a 4-inch. This is going to be a nice big bow. Another 4-inch. And that's it for that one. With long tails. Let's do, let's throw in the red flowers. Let's do that. Let's see what it looks like. It's got the daisies on it. All of these ribbons have got the daisies in it, so I think it'll look nice. Nothing that says it all has to be the same. So we're going to make these about a 3.5-inch, so it'll be just a little shorter, but we're going to do 2 on each side. Since the last one we did 1. Make sure those are the same. All right, so we've got the 2 on each side. Scrunch that down. Let's fan these out a little bit. All right, and then we're going to finish it off with this last ladybug. I don't think we'll need that one. So this will finish it off with the natural and the ladybugs, which we started with the natural and the ladybugs on the bottom. In this one, we only need to do 1 loop on each side, but then we're also going to do a center loop. So we're going to do the twist. This is a big, thick bow. Come on. So this one is about a 3-inch loop now. If I can get it to twist right. So we're going to do 1 loop each side, about 3 inches. I don't know names of bows. I know that there are some bows out there that have names. I don't know what they're called. I don't really care to know. I just make them how I like them. And that's what you should do. Don't worry about what they're called or how they're made. The bow can be made however you want. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Whatever you like, then you do. Okay, there's that one. Now again, I'm going to take and do my 8-inch, fold it in half. We're going to gather it up. And we're going to put that in the center. And that's going to be our center loop. Maybe. If I can get it to sit right. So there's our center loop. I like to have a center loop if I don't put anything in the center of my bow. So I don't I have 1 long one left. We'll use this one. So this is probably 11-inch. Gonna need a longer one for these thicker bows. So I'm going to go around again, around all of my loops, up underneath the bow. I don't take mine off until I get it on here and pulled a little tight because I've been known to mess up my bows by doing that. So I want it tight enough to hold everything in, but not too tight that I can't adjust everything and get my wire in there. Let me put this away for a second here. Okay, so I'm going to grab this side and squish all that together, pull it up, and there is my indent right here. You can see that. Right there is an indent. So I'm going to move that out of my way, squeeze it just a little bit, straighten out this ribbon while I'm here. It's twisted. All right, I'm going to push that over where that divot is, or indent, whatever you want to call it. There we go. So that sits right in there. My zip tie sits right in there. I'll pull that zip tie lock to the back. And now I can tighten this. So again, tighten it enough to where you can adjust everything, but not too tight as you can't put your wires in. Or that you can't move your stuff, because you want to adjust everything. You want to make sure your tails are going the right direction. They're not crimped or bent the wrong way or turned the wrong way, like this one right here. You want to pull those out so that they sit nice and pretty. Lots of tails here. This is going to be a big one. All right, now that all that's in there, let me get this moved over a little bit more. It's not sitting exactly where I wanted it. Let me try and get it over here. So that's why you don't tighten it down too much, because you can still move things. There we go. Wasn't exactly sitting in that divot. I want to make sure it's in there. Give it a little tighten. I'm going to hold on to that zip tie, and I'm going to take, and what Lori Jacobs from Hardworking Mom calls breaking the bow. You're going to take your loops and you're going to move them back and forth, and that's going to break that in there and get your loops sitting nice. So if any of them are twisted or stuck in there, we're going to get them out. And then if you have a fluff box or something that you can use to fluff your bows on, then use that. I don't, so I just have to use my hand. One day I will have one. I just haven't done it. They're easy to make. So I've been told anyway. All right, there's our center loop. We're going to make sure that's opened up so it's not looking all flat. We're going to get all of our loops going the right direction and where they're supposed to be, because we did the 4 1 4 1 or 2 1 2 1, whatever you want to call it. That one's just not sitting right for me. So we did 4 loops total, 2 on each side. Then we did 1 loop. We alternated it like that with all the ribbons. See, and I think that daisy just sits in there kind of pretty. Don't you? Move that one out of the way. There we go. All right. So there's that one. So now you can just take your pipe cleaner. I don't have one handy. Let me grab one here. We'll just use a black one. It's closer. Take your pipe cleaner and do the same thing. Push your ribbons down. Get that up underneath that zip tie. And pull it out the other side. And if you have to make your pipe cleaner longer, you can still do that by adding on to it. Now that I've got all fluffed out and I smashed it. All right, there we go. There is our bow. And of course it needs more fluffing. It's easier when you put it on a project to fluff it out. Or if you had a fluff box, you could put it on there and fluff it out. So there we go. There's that one. And now let me do one more and then we'll be done. All right, so this one I'm not going to do the tails as long. I'm going to do about 10 inches. The board, this is 8 inches, so I'm going to do another 2. I'm going to gather this up. This is a natural with the green plaid in the center, or check in the center with the ladybugs on it. So this has got a little bit shorter tails, and again I'm going to do my 5.5 inch loops, and I'm going to do 3 loops on each side. So there's 1. So it'll be a total of 6 loops, 3 on each side. And I'm just making sure that they're about the same length. And believe me, it just takes practice. I, for the longest time, did not make bows. I think the first full year that I was in business, I did not even put bows on my wreaths because I hated making bows. They never looked right. They never came out right. And I've had this Easy Bow Maker for forever. I mean, I can't even tell you how old it is. And when I first bought it, I couldn't. It just drove me crazy to use it. And I put it away in a closet. It was still in the box. I kept the box, put it in the box, and stuck it away in a corner in the closet, and it stayed there for years, a couple of moves. And then when I started doing these wreaths, the mesh wreaths, and I saw everybody else using it, I thought, God, why don't I pull it out and try again? So I did, and here we are. All right, so now I've got 3 loops on each side, so I'm going to spread these out. But it just takes practice. I've got a whole row of practice bows up there on the wall that I did before I started using them on my projects. And I still think sometimes that, you know, I don't make very good bows. There are other times when I make a bow that I think, wow, I made that. What did I do with the ladybug? Oh, here it is. All right, we're going to put this one on. And this is just a natural with the ladybugs. There's nothing else on it but that. This is a 1.5 inch, and I'm going to do 5-inch loop, and I'm going to do 2 on each side. So 5 inches, because our last one was 5.5. And you can use any bow maker, whatever makes you comfortable, or is comfortable for you to work with, is what you should use. So find one that works best for you and use that. Doesn't matter what everyone else uses. Use whatever is comfortable for you. I have other bow makers, but this is just easier for me right now. All right, so we're doing 2 loops on each side with that one. And when I'm making bows, I like working with the 1.5 better than the 2.5, but I like the look of a bow with 1.5 and 2.5 on it. All right, so we did 2 loops on each side with that one. All right, we're going to do this one. And this is that check that's in the bottom one that we used here. That's this one right here. So we're going to use that to finish it off. And we're going to do 1 loop. So we've got 3 loops, 2 loops, and then 1 loop. That's the 3, 2, 1. Going to do 1 loop. Now this one's going to be 4.5 inches. Do 1. There we go. Make sure that's about the same there. That one looks a little bit longer. There we go. That's better. And then again, I'm going to do a center loop just because I like a center loop. Come on, bend. I'm going to gather that up, open up that loop, and I'm going to put that right down inside. Like I said, unless I'm putting something in my bows, then I like to have a center loop. Again, I'm using zip tie. Let's go around this one. Pull that all down so I can get that zip tie on there. I'm going to use a light green on this one. Oh, what in the world? Those two are twisted together. Okay, I'm going to pull this off, and again, I'm going to move that zip tie into the center in that divot. There we go. Pull that zip tie around the back so it locks. Get the bow maker out of the way. pull our tails to the front. And let's get our ribbons back in place because I just messed them up. Just got to push them back in place, that's all. All right, let's put our pipe cleaner through before we fluff this time. And that'll also give us something to hold on to while we're doing it. All right, and then let's twist those loops and open up that bow. So again, we got 3 loops on the bottom, 3 on this side, then we have 2 of the ladybug on each side. I need you over here. And then we have 1 of the plaid on top. And then we have our center loop. Now you can make that center loop a little smaller. That's just the size I made mine. Let's get this zip tie tightened. All right, there we go. And again, it just needs some fluffing. But there we go. And you could put this on your project. You could decorate your bow up, add some florals to it, add some little ladybug picks, whatever you have. But there we go. And then, of course, dovetail your tails. So there we go. That's the 3, 2, and 1. There we go. Open those loops up. And like I said, this one needs a little bit of fluffing as well, but there's that one. So there we go. For you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a wonderful weekend. I will see you all back again on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on my channel, Wreath Decor by Dawn. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, guys. Bye.